What's up, guys? Big Sheet here, and today I have a special interview. As some of you may know, there's a new vanilla server project in the works, and I have the man of the hour himself, Mr. Whitekidney, here for an interview. Welcome, Whitekidney, and thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to share information regarding this new project. The community has been absolutely desperate for a real vanilla WoW experience after the failure of Classic WoW due to Blizzard's incompetence. And before we get into the interview, Whitekidney will be revealing the release date of Lights Hope Reborn somewhere in this interview, so be sure to stay tuned and pay close attention.
Thanks, Musk. I'm excited to come onto your channel to discuss my new Vanilla WoW project and get the word out there to all the Vanilla WoW fans.
Happy to have you here, bud. So, Whitekidney, before we get into any details, I wanted to ask you what the philosophy is you had in mind with the server. Like, what made you decide to come out of private server retirement to once again launch another Vanilla Fresh?
Well, to be quite honest, Musk, I'm not a big fan of the way Blizzard has handled things. They left many true vanilla fans as refugees searching for the true vanilla experience, and the true vanilla experience is exactly what I planned on bringing to the table with Lights Hope Reborn. No cash ops, no shardings, and no bullshit.
Wow, man, that sounds great. Now, let's get into the real questions. I see on r/wow servers often when your name is mentioned, sometimes people like to bring up the fact that you have previously sold gold and accuse you of corruption, even on Light's Hope. What do you have to say to alleviate any concerns of these individuals?
First of all, WoW server subreddits full of dumb kids and dad gamers never hit max level on a server in their entire WoW careers. So, to be honest, I couldn't care less about what they have to say in regards to my integrity as a distinguished server owner. As for gold selling accusations, which by the way you never said you were going to bring up, so thanks for that. I was a teenager who got kicked out of my parents' house with no income. If a couple of dipshits on the WoW forums want to attack me with the same 10 years old accusation, then I must be doing a pretty good job remaining ethical in my modern WoW career.
Yes, of course, man. I didn't mean to offend you with that. I just wanted to like clear the air because like I don't want to have anyone undermine the project on basis accusations like that. So it's good to just get it out in the open and just handle it. So, but anyways, we'll move on to questions about the actual mechanics of the server. So, what are the planned XP rates you're gonna have with the server, like leveling rates, etc.?
The experience will remain Bliss-like, as our primary goal is to run a Bliss-like server. Although we won't be changing XP rates, we will be dropping the goal rates by 25%. As an example, if a monster drops 1 gold on our new server, he will be dropping 75 silver instead. The reason we have decided to do this is to counteract a bad late game economy and severe gold hoarding that we witnessed on Northdale and Lightbringer. A player having 100k gold is not healthy for a server.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Like my first reaction when I heard about you talking or when you said that thing about the gold, I was kind of like it was kind of negative. Like I was just thinking it's kind of weird, but I thought about it more and it's kind of making sense because I like if I look back to my time on Northdale or whatever, like I distinctly remember my guild, like the guild bank account had something like 400k gold stocked up on it, and this could definitely be interesting in how it would keep the economy healthy. Like I guess we'll have to wait and see how it pans out, but I'm starting to like the idea, honestly. All right, so yeah, moving on to the next question here. This one's a pretty contentious issue. There's a lot of debate surrounding it lately, but I gotta ask, what's the plan with world buffs?
First we were deciding to leave World Buffs Bliss-like, but on second thoughts we realized that we could use new World Buff with existing vanilla infrastructure to create more world PvP. We took Eastern Plaguelands and upgraded the 4 flag towers and realized that if capturing these towers granted a better world buff to the entire controlling faction, we would bring massive amounts of world PvP to the area. The world buff we decided to go with was a flat 10% mount speed increase for a controlling faction.
Damn, that's an interesting change, honestly. Like, it could definitely help to incentivize world PvP and keep it alive for the course of the server. Like, that's something servers have kind of had trouble with over like the course of vanilla WoW, the history of servers or whatever. But just thinking about like how epic that would be, like putting a good buff like that would really draw people in to compete over these world objectives. It's kind of yeah, that's kind of a good idea, honestly. But yeah, I'm interested to see how that will play out. But anyways, now I gotta ask about the raids. Will they have classic level difficulty or the old Lights Hope tuning that everyone loved?
The raid difficulty will of course be the same as our old Lights Hope tuning. The raids tuned by Blizzard for Classic War were a complete farce. An absolute joke tailor-made for brain-dead Blizz drones. Classic Molten Core was nothing like Lights Hope. Hope's Molten Core. Ours was far more difficult and challenging, and our Nax was only for the most veteran of raiders, and we plan to keep it that way. However, something we will change with our raids um, is the Molten Core lockout. When BWL comes out on our new server, Molten Core will be put on Onyxian CG lockout timer, which is 2 days. The reason we will be doing this is to make it easier for guilds to gear new players. Private servers often suffer from player base bleeding due to raider burnout. If we can make it easier for guilds to gear new players, then we can extend the life of our server and increase the general player base health.
Wow, that could actually be revolutionary, I think, for like the long-term health of the server. One of the hardest parts from my experience, at least, in running a guild or being involved in guilds is it's like really hard to keep players for the long term. They tend to burn out on the game and quit, and then you have to recruit new people, and they're not geared. Like it becomes a nightmare really fast. So like having the MC lockout be that frequent, like being able to do it that much, could really help with that. And just thinking like even farming bindings, like let's say you have a main tank with a good weapon quit or something, you could just ease you have more chances to get the bindings. So yeah, I'm actually really liking what I'm hearing so far. But yeah, anyways, well, I guess I'll get into the next question here quick. Do you have any information on what the timeline is going to be? Like how long are these raids going to be out before the next patch comes out or whatever?
We will be sticking to the standard light hope timeline now more than ever, witnessing the catastrophic embarrassment that the Season of Mastery was.
Honestly, that sounds good. The Northdale timeline was really solid and it provided a perfect pacing, I think, for a vanilla server. But man, like I've been listening to you and I feel where you're coming from. I can understand the passion, and you must really dislike Blizzard after like how they handled Classic. Like you you built up this massive community, you carried the torch for vanilla all these years, and finally Blizzard gave us Classic, which is what everyone was begging for. And in good faith, you even shut down your projects, and this is what they did. Like I can really imagine how you must be feeling right now, man.
Oh Jesus, don't get me fucking started on this shit again. I hate crap division with every fiber of my being. What they did to our vanilla WoW should be grounds for jail sentences. They ruined our immersion with their bullshit fucking politics. The problem with modern Blizzard is it's full of SJWs who have no care or love for the game. They're just there for a paycheck and to cancel WoW players who say naughty words. Well, I said to hell with them because I believe in free speech. And because I believe in free speech, I believe in racism. You know what? None of this bullshit would have happened if Trump won the election. These radical leftists at Blizzard headquarters would have lost the culture war and wouldn't get away with this bullshit. But but nope. The establishment had to rig the ballot boxes and make Brandon the new fake president of the United States. And the reason why I publicly support the January 6th insurrection on Discord was because the election was a bunch of bullshit. My good friend Alex Central and I have discussed this at great lengths. In fact, it's because of his friendship that I have the motivation to start Lights Up Reborn.
Wow, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I I hear you, like, but I mean, I could see how passionate you are about this, and trust me, like, I could talk about this kind of stuff all day too, man. But I definitely think we should get back onto the topic of WoW here, which is what the viewers are here for, and everyone's just dying to know, man. I think when is the server going to be dropping?
If everything goes to plan, we will be launching Lights Up Reborn on the 10th of September.
Hype! And man, I gotta know, what do you plan on calling the realm?
Our realm will officially be known as Molten Destroyers.
Molten Destroyer. So that's actually that's actually a really sick name. Like, it's the most iconic. It's the first. Those are the first two mobs I believe you see upon the entrance to Molten Core. So yeah, that's a like I think that has a nice ring to it, man. Like, I've had an unrelenting itch and it smells of vanilla WoW. So I'm absolutely stoked you're back in the scene. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the channel for this interview, and I'm sure all of the viewers are absolutely stoked to hear more in the upcoming months about this project. And just before I head out here, any last comments before you leave?
Well, you know what they say. You think you do, but you don't.
Well said, man. A fellow man of culture, I see.